You're good. You're good. Leave it off for a second because we're only doing 30 minutes anyway, so you're perfectly fine. What I want to do, I'm gonna set a nice little timer here. So how much time do you have? Till about 6:30?
Yeah, about. Yep.
6:30. Okay, cool. I guess it's 20 minutes to talk, and then you got 30 minutes of down. So we got it. Here we go. All right, we're gonna set a little timer here. This timer is going to be used to keep me accountable. So what we'll do, just for you, Danny, we'll do roughly 15 minutes, give or take, to introduce yourself. We'll chat a little bit about
Sure.
you and your business, and then we'll do legit 30 minutes. Fucking hard dialing, cramming and jamming. Then we'll talk about a little feedback afterwards. All right. So with that said, I'm not going to edit this, but I'll edit it later. Danny, welcome to the hot seat.
Let's go.
How's it feel? You're
Hey,
live right
man.
now. Like,
I'm
is the blood pumping a little bit?
a little bit. I'm a
A
little
little bit.
excited.
The nerves are
Yeah.
shaking. Okay, cool. So for the people that are watching at home, I'm going to share this, by the way, to my Facebook as well. For the people that are watching at home, tell us a little about yourself. Where are you from? And all that good jazz.
From San Diego. I have been in the business for 4 years. Two of it, which is has been full time, and I've cold called for probably effectively probably two, but cold called from the start of me starting this business. Yeah,
Okay.
man, that's a story, and I'm here. I'm
Super simple story. So why are we here tonight? What prompted us to kick this impromptu session
call
this
reluctant.
evening? Call reluctance. Tell us
Yeah,
about your call reluctance. Because everybody's got a little bit of it, right?
Yep.
And certain people handle it in certain ways. Tell us why call reluctance. Why are we here?
Because I when I lose my groove, the charger, I'm using it right now. Yeah, my computer. I didn't have my charger with me. No, I left it. I had it at the office.
Ooh.
I'm in trouble.
Well, you in trouble now. Go ahead. So call reluctance. Outside of you forgetting your chargers, call reluctance.
Paralysis by analysis. It just I just overanalyze how much. I'll get consistent for about a week, and then as soon as the weekend hits, I come back, and it's just hard to get back into it. So I have this thing of consistency. It's not necessarily what I'm saying; it's more so what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. Now, so you said something earlier, so I want to kind of bring people in. So what really happened was Danny shared with me one of the many YouTube videos that he's watched where somebody's dialing or doing live dials. Like, yeah, Terrence, you gotta listen to this video. And I'm like, Danny, bro, like you're telling me these things. I'm on Zoom with you every day. Like, you're better than this guy that you're sending me. Now that's maybe a personal opinion. Maybe I'm a little biased, but it's okay. I'm allowed to be. So I guess the question is why are we watching people calling and why are we not watching people calling, especially if you know you can do it?
It's to get in the mood. I don't know what I'm looking for, but to me, the way that I rationalize it is if I watch people call, it gets me hyped up to call. It makes me want to, like, I see someone else do it. It's not necessarily like a skill thing. I don't want to see people who I think are less than me, but more so that they are actually doing it. And not only that, they recorded themselves doing it.
Scary part, right? And obviously you see me do a couple calls here, and it's always funny how like I spend those minutes where I do like the live call sessions. I get like half a call, and like we'll do like a morning session like 2 days ago where I'm calling, and it's like,
what is going on?
Like,
yeah.
Well, like why? I should just record all the sessions. That way, at all times, I'm constantly under fire. That way, I can pinpoint it. So, as far as call reluctance and paralysis by analysis, what would you say is the worst part for you? Like, what gets you so afraid to jump on the calls? Because you said it earlier, and I wanted you to repeat it again because it's really important that, especially for those people that are dialing, new agents, experienced agents that are looking to take advantage of the shift in the market, right? The market's shifting. Right now, we've got a lot of sellers that need to be selling. So if you're a buyer's only agent right now, I imagine you're probably hurting unless you've got a lot of good relationships with a lot of good agents that are setting listings. The market has shifted. Right now, agents should be focused on more sellers to be successful, or at least to ride this wave, right? You said it earlier, so I'll bring it up to you, and I want you to expand on it. It's the feeling that when you're doing things, the results don't happen, and then like you keep doing it and you're waiting for the results, but the results never come.
Yeah.
You want to tell the people at home about that?
Yeah. It's like this negative like track of mine where you're like, oh, if I call, what's the likelihood that I'll find someone today or the next few months? And if you do, then you have to stay consistent with following up with them to catch them at the right time when they want to take the next step. And if you don't do that, if you're not committed to that process, you're going to lose out every single time. And you're just doing these calls to end back at the same position you started in.
Yep. So when I met Danny, just to give you guys some clarity, when I met Danny originally, he was working with another group that was doing a lot of cold calling, right? That was their big thing. And a big portion of what they were doing was, hold on, my broker just messaged me. Oh, okay. Well, bye. One of the big things that intrigued me was the fact that you guys were actually doing a lot of cold calling, but nobody was ever following up. There was no consistency in the follow-up department. Why?
Because we all were doing things in a way that were wrong. Yeah, I mean, it was just the same strategy. Everyone just followed, and obviously there was a guide we were following that said, don't worry about the follow-up, just make the calls.
Yeah. Which obviously, so okay, so I want to make sure I don't want to give too much of Danny's personal business away, because I want to save some of this when I get to interview Danny when he's super successful in Mega Age. I can be like, oh, I helped that guy, I know that kid. So you and I a year and a little over a year and a half ago, you were wondering where your business was coming from, and I said, hey Danny, let's just stop. No more new business. What I want you to do, I want you to pull up your database, and I want you to call all the people you put in there and see where they're at. How many deals that you worked hard by? And by the way, folks, when you listen to him call, kid's good, right? So we've been working together for a while. He's really accustomed to asking questions. He's going to have a lot, depending on your individual style when it comes to cold calling. You either hate it or you love it. If you hate it, odds are you're probably more accustomed to a very more direct style. Hey, just call, get a bit of information, set an appointment. We don't operate that way here because at the end of the day, we know that there's no point in adding someone to my database for no particular reason. So when we call and we're finding out more information, these people's needs, motivators, wants, dreams, etc., it makes sense that we follow up with them as well when those circumstances or conditions change for them. What we found out with Danny was, as he had worked, bro. He was grinding when I met him on the phone 24/7, triple line, single line, whole nine, down. I said, Danny, call your database, see how many deals you lost. While you were looking for new business, call your old business and see how much you lost. How many deals you think, Danny, roughly, give or take? Like, I mean, if we had to put a numerical number on the number of deals lost, how many you think?
At least six figures. I mean, at least six figures. Yeah, at least.
There's a lot. Well, let's break that down, because okay, so six figures is different for everybody's market, right? So here in Charleston, in my market, 6 figures is a lot of deals, right? Depending on your average dollar per square foot. So let's say dollar per sale price. Here for me, it's about 350, right? 350, 375, 400, because the primary area I work is mostly veteran based. So for us here, I mean, you're talking 17 deals, 15 deals, give or take.
Yeah, about
to get me to 6 figures, right? Now for you in your market, that's significantly less, right? Because your average, I think we did your average last in December when we did our yearly plan. Your average is like 675, 7 something almost.
Yep.
Per deal. So I remember the exact number because I'll never forget. Like you guys got to watch. You had to see the look on Danny's face, and a lot of you that haven't done it yet, if you have not gone back into your old database and cold called or followed up with those people to see where they're at in the process, do it, record it, send it to me. I'll react to it. I promise you, I will. I swear on everything. When you are when you're calling that old business and you're really seeing how much money, you spent chasing all this time, chasing new money. And the whole time, the real hard cold cash for deals you wanted today was sitting right in your database, and you just never called it.
Well, and not all, and the crazy part is not all of them were lost. I've had 2 deals that I was able to sell, but the only reason, and what's crazy is the only reason I got them was because I consistently followed up with just those 2.
Well, no, but I mean, but of deals lost, right? Because that's what we want to count, right? Because as we look at our business, we try to analyze different ways to produce more and to bring more money and and become more successful. I personally find it's more valuable to look at our losers rather than our winners, right? So
Okay,
for the
Jordan
losers,
Belfort. Don't judge me on my
no. What he
winners.
said is, don't judge me on my winners, judge me on my losers because I have so few. Right? No, in this business, especially in real estate agents, we are not Jordan Belfort, right? We are Danny Casada, we are Terrence Davis, we are every other new real estate agent that loses deal after deal after deal. And it's not because you're not good. It's not because you don't have the sales skills. It's because you simply lack the structure and the follow-up methods to systematically make sure you're there when those people need you. So I don't want to leave it suspenseful. That year, Mr. Danny Casada had a great year last year. However, to know that as we were dialing in that month of December, to find out that he had lost on some 6 to 7 deals. Now, 6 to 7 deals, I don't even have my calculator here. 6 to 7 deals at roughly $700K per pop is how much, Danny? Like 4.2 million, give or take, 4.2, 4.9. Now, average market, 2.25%, 2.5%.
2.5 at least. If you're on the, especially these were like listings. There was like some big properties, like $2 million properties, 1.5, 900. Like there were some big fucking fish in that pond.
So to give everybody a back at home context, we have exactly 3 minutes before Danny, who's getting himself pumped up. We're gonna put on a little palm me to get him really grinding. I'm gonna share that with us here in a second. I got you, Danny. I know what you need to get right. To give context to that loss, what Danny was looking at that time was roughly $105,000 in additional commission. For some agents, that's their entire year's salary. Let's let that marinate. For Danny, I'll just ask, so we'll let Danny explain it. Danny, while I load up Pami, what could $100,000 have done for you 2 years ago in December? How would that have impacted 2021 for you? If I gave you a cold hard cash, December 31st, dropped 105 G's on your hand, what could that have done for your business and your family?
Oh, dude, exploded it. I mean, I could have used that for more marketing. I could have, I could have done a lot with it. I could have used that to start investing into real estate. I could have used it as a down payment. I could have.
You got to buy a house this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said, y'all. Oh shit! Woo! Knock my little headset out of there. So let me see my me. It's right here. Oh, you know what? I'll just do it. I'll just search. So yeah, I'm super excited. So what are you calling today, just so we can give everybody something to know what you're dialing at home? What are you calling today?
Multifamily properties. People, I have clients looking for a duplex, and everything that's on the market is just they're zero down. And we're having a tough time going against people who can put 20%, who are waiving appraisal, inspection, and if I can find
for rent by owners, or are you calling?
No, absentee. No, these are multifamily property owners who've owned it for at least 5 years. So it's kind of a wider net. Okay. There's only 122 numbers out of this huge area. Okay. So we'll see.
I think we're gonna have good. I believe that there is a diamond in that rough there. I think we're gonna find it today. But before we get to that, let's kick some good stuff.
Hey,
that's my joint right there. By the way, y'all, I went out to San Diego and met Danny years ago, but we just recently came out and this was his song. Oh, I guess I probably shouldn't play this because we're on YouTube Live, so maybe we should mute the YouTube. We'll just leave this for ourselves.
That is hilarious. Every time I think of this.
We get hyped before we make our calls right here.
Oh.
All right, let's cancel it before
they cancel us.
No, they'll cut that short person, but it's okay. They'll cut that one piece. We are using Mojo.
Who's asking?
No, I was repeating it after you. Just because anybody was asking what
I was like, who's asking?
I should have streamed this over to Facebook Live as well. Here we go. Let me know when you are ready. I'm going to put 25 minutes on the clock. Starts now. All right.
Please leave your message for 6193.
So as we're dialing, do you leave voicemails?
No.
No.
No. I mean, maybe it's wrong, but
there's differences. I always leave voicemail. You know, I'm very good with my ambiguity in my voicemails. Some people don't like to leave them. It's always interesting to see a different approach.
Hello?
Hi, Alan.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan. This is Danny with eXp Realty. How are you?
Good.
Good. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I was just making some late night calls here to the property owners in Chula Vista. I'm just seeing if you potentially thought about selling that Chula Vista property, 465 Vista del Rancho.
No. We're here for like, we no time to look.
Got it. Any plans? He hung up.
Okay, that's fine. Quick point of contention. Make sure, because we are recording this for training purposes, you do let them know that.
Ooh.
Hey, just giving a quick call from my office. We do record these calls for training purposes. The reason why I was giving you a call is I'm looking to see if there's any investors in the area who have thought about getting rid of a property that may not be performing, or whatever it is verbiage that you want to say. By the way, I normally don't have a hat on, y'all, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not shave today. You see what I'm saying? And I don't feel like getting ragged on for my 5 o'clock shadow. I was doing a live on Facebook, and some guy was like, "Yo, man, this guy's got a baby face and a 5 o'clock shadow," and I was like, "Damn, that's kind of rude, bro. It's kind of rude."
And they're mean on TikTok, bro. That's why you gotta stay off social media.
That's what he said. I was like, "Dang, bro, oh my God." I'm glad he making fun of my weight. And I'm like, "Oh, this dude looks fat." Fat Marines.
Hey, I'm making quick calls from my office where we do record our calls for training
purpose. Yep, and you honestly just move right on through it. Hey, just giving you a quick call from my office where we do record call for training purposes. My name is Danny Casada. I'm a real estate agent with eXp Realty. Go into whatever spiel you want to make sure we're
automatic voice message system 61.
Always más importante. Hey, do you speak Spanish? I've heard out there in San Diego, there are Hispanic people, Puerto Ricans, Costa Ricans that don't speak Spanish. Is that true?
That's weird. No, man, you heard wrong.
Oh, I did. Yeah, it's true.
Jeez, just give me nothing but Spanish speakers. I'll just be speaking Spanish all day.
Oh, I hope we get one. That'd be nice. I'm interested to hear you slip up over the recording for training purposes as you try to navigate.
Oh, dude, I know. I'm trying to like figure out how I'm going to say it in English. I can't imagine.
It's so crazy when I put this on. I realize how tired I look sometimes. For you guys that don't know, it is right now 9:50 or 9 o'clock. In Charleston, so I should be sleeping, but I won't be sleeping for another 4 or 5 hours, so we're good to go. I guess it could be a good time. I guess it could be a good time for them to for us to talk about our $10,000 challenge. Danny, what do you think?
Oh my God!
We'll do a separate segment
to our voicemail system.
Jesus.
It's okay. Now, you're using Mojo Dialer for the dialing purposes. How'd you get the multifamily data?
How did I get the just through like the Mojo. Yeah, they allow you to just do you can do commercial if you wanted to, just commercial.
I'm gonna have to check into Mojo. So on RedX, the platform that I use, we do not have access. Multifamily is really tough. They don't really pull a whole lot of data. Can you get condos, like individual condos and units? Damn, no, they don't give us that.
Hi, am I speaking with Julian? Wrong number, and he hung up.
Oh, okay. Let's move it on. It's in there. It's in there. We're flying through these numbers, baby. We gonna find the one. Are you nervous right now? Are you feeling?
You know what's crazy? I don't get.
Please leave your message.
I don't get nervous during. It's weird. I don't get nervous until someone picks up.
Butterflies. Butterflies. I had somebody ask me one time how I get so comfortable, like just like flowing on the phone. I remembered there was I'm pretty sure I saw it in a book. Have you ever read The Game by Neil Strauss?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm going to buy you that for Christmas. So in the book, he talked about getting over like call reluctance and like getting past. And I want to make sure it's in that book. I read so many books when I was getting towards the end of my career that I probably read it in a different book. Anyway, so what he would do is he would dial. Maybe that wasn't him. I'm not combining things. Doesn't matter. Anyway, long time ago, in order to get past my call reluctance, I would pick up the phone. I would dial 10 random digits on my cell phone, and whoever answered the phone, I would try to get a movie recommendation from them.
It's so weird.
Yeah, oh, it's scary as shit. Because, you know, people answer the phone and they're like, hello? Like, hey, this is Terrence. I was looking for so-and-so and such and movie phone and all this nonsense. And one of my go-to lines was like, oh my God, I thought I was calling the movie phone number. And like, nah, man, I'm sorry, the wrong number. And before they could click the hang up button, I was like, well, hey man, I'm on the way to the movies now. Do you have a movie that you'd recommend? You know, I'm taking my lady to movies for her birthday. Like, is there a movie you'd recommend? And yeah, they would sometimes go into diatribes like, hey, yeah, you should go watch The Avengers or Iron Man or something. And I'm like, oh, thanks, bro. You're the man. Yeah.
That's
Bueno,
Hello, estoy hablando con la señora Castor.
sí, dígame.
Hola, señora Castor. Mi nombre es Dani Quesada. Estamos haciendo llamadas desde la oficina y estamos grabando las llamadas. La razón por mi llamada es, estoy viendo si puedo ayudar a unos dueños de casas aquí en San Diego.
O si no, nosotros no estamos interesados ya en refinanciar ni comprar, ya somos personas mayores, pero de todas maneras, muchas gracias.
Oh, claro que sí. ¿No tienen algunos planes en el futuro, tal vez?
No, ya no, ya.
Ya es todo.
Ya, hasta aquí llegamos.
Perfecto.
Muchas gracias de todas maneras.
Igualmente. Gracias, señora.
Bye.
That was sexy. That was sexy. So for those of us, maybe the people at home on YouTube that don't speak Spanish, how did that conversation go?
It went all right. I mean, she said, I got through it's weird. I could say the recorded on the line thing easily. And then when I got into the reason, I kind of slipped up on what I was going to say. But either way, she understood what I meant.
Yeah.
You looking to do anything with real estate? And she said, no. I'm like, you know, any plans for the future? And she's like, no, this is it. This is all we got. Okay. I could have asked more questions, right?
Which you could have, but to be honest with you, I think you're calling an interesting niche. Where, to be honest with you, I'm even like, I know what I would want to ask, but man, that's like a super tight knit thing. This must be a big deal then. Like, this must be like.
I got ready to go buyers right now.
Multi-millions. Where'd you find this buyer from? Just in case some of the agents at home are like wondering, like, where do I find a commercial buyer looking for multi?
He was a VA buyer referred by another realtor who I worked the deal with. So he re-referred him to me. Because I guess he referred him to another agent. The other agent never picked up the phone. So he was like, hey, yo.
I need my boy
Danny. Please leave your message for.
Yeah, and honestly, ever since I met him, he's like been like my homie, my friend. It's funny. I connected him with another friend of mine because he knows how to build surfboards, and my friend was like, "Do you know anybody?" I'm like, "Yeah, my client."
Building relationships, baby. Building relationships.
He's cool, but like their budget is for what they want, man. Their budget is just on the market. It's not going to be realistic. It's not going to be possible, and he's hoping that he can stick it out. Which I know what that means, like what that's going to do to them. They're going to stick it out until they realize like they're going to get priced out. So I either call for them or get lucky.
Yeah.
With the relationship.
You know, of course, which is the beauty of what I think is with cold calling.
Please leave a message.
And it's kind of rolls us into our challenge, which we'll talk about later some other time when you're better rested, right? AKA I'm not falling asleep. You know, the difference between active and passive prospecting for your buyer clients, especially for your buyer clients, because truth be told, if you're not actively searching for homes for them, then you're just kind of, what am I thinking now? So verbiage I'm looking for, you're just kind of sitting by the wayside, right? You're sitting on the bench waiting for coach to put you in. And that works sometimes. I think for our business, like you're like, oh, okay, cool. I understand the nature of the game. Sometimes you got to wait. The truth is, do your buyers have that same patience?
Yeah.
And we both know that answer is usually no.
Do they have the same patience of waiting for a deal?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if you're going to wait on the market for something to pop up, I mean, you really have no, like, I don't see them having a choice. Like, it's either they get out of the market and stop looking, or they wait for something to pop up in the market, or they just hope that I'm doing everything I can to find them something.
Now in your market, because obviously we're in two different markets. In your market, what do you typically see and is the norm? You know, are you typically seeing buyers that just wait and wait and wait, and then you get lucky, or do you find that buyers are like, "Hey,
they get
cool. You know, we shot this enough. We're done."
Oh yeah, like after like maybe 5-6 offers, that's where you get a steep drop off. Even with clients that I've sold homes to, like on the 5th, they tend to start to doubt themselves and
please leave your message
and want to quit.
Yeah. Now, when you say the 5th, though, just in case somebody's watching in a different market than yours, you know, 5 showings, that could be a lot in some markets. You know, I think I've had a few buyers.
It's not even 5 showings. It's like, it's probably like 40 showings, and you're submitting one offer per like weekend, or sometimes multiple offers over a weekend. It could be even more than 5 offers. It could be like closer to 10, but the length of time that you get declined every single time.
Hello, we are not available now.
You guys get declined, and I mean, so how, when you're losing offers, what are you losing them out to, right? Because here it's like, I lost it to a term. You know, somebody put a closing date that was 3 days earlier. Out there, I hear things are
hundreds of $1,000s over asking, no contingencies, no appraisal, cash. Hello, estoy hablando con el señor Ángel.
Excuse me?
Am I speaking with Angel by chance?
She's not here.
Oh, okay. I was calling over a property on Del Mar Avenue, Chula Vista. Do I have the right number by chance?
Yeah.
Okay. The reason for my call, and we're doing some calls here from my office for training purposes, and we're recording them. Just curious to see if you guys maybe thought about selling that property for the right price. No? Okay. Any plans maybe down the road for you guys?
I doubt it.
Gotcha. If you don't mind me asking, what would need to change for you guys maybe to consider it?
Okay.
Give me $5 million. And you can buy it.
I'm putting right here $5 million cash, or are you okay with a loan?
You can have it right now. $5 million, you can have it.
I love it. Are there any properties they have that aren't?
That sounds good. Other than this property, do you have any other ones that you might want to potentially sell?
Not at the moment.
No. Gotcha. Okay. All righty. Well, hey, I got your information. If anything comes up, I'll definitely let you know. I appreciate it.
All right.
Have a good one. He's not the homeowner. He said
Angel's the homeowner. I like how you went into Spanish and he's like, huh?
Yeah, he went back into English, and I was just like, okay. I was like, okay, if you want to do that, I can do that too.
Okay.
5.
Please leave your message for.
So that's one thing that I like. I have had people say that, like, oh yeah, give me 2 million, give me 3 million. And we know damn well you're like we know that the area I'm calling is not 5 million. Like, bro.
Yeah, so kind of one of those blow off things where like, hey, you know, if you just gave me some money, you know, give me some ridiculous number, you know.
Hello, we are not available now.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I told this guy, he tried to shame me on the phone. He said, I told him, oh man, like if I could get you that much, I'd be like the top agent in the area. I'd be like number 1. And he's like, oh, you mean to tell me you're calling and you're not number 1? And I was, yeah. And I was like, I say, hey man, that's why I'm making these calls, because I'm trying to get there.
Yep.
And he started laughing, and I'm like, You're like, all right, cool. Like he didn't. I think he tried to shame me, but I didn't take the bait. I was like, whatever,
Respect it. Good call.
cool. But I mean, it was true though. I mean, it was true. Not number one yet.
Well, you know, be honest with you, who is number one? You know what I mean? And I think we were laughing about this the other day. Is like, hey, how many people, how many agents, you know, say, oh yeah, I'm the number one agent, or you know, nobody can sell it as good as I can, or no one can do as much as I do. You know what I mean? It's always like, are you the best though?
I mean, there's some dudes where I look at their list ratio where I'm like, bro, you're listing properties like every week, like 3 a week. There's this retired Marine recruiter that I follow. Hello, estoy hablando con la señora Valdés.
No, tiene el número equivocado.
Oh, perdón. Gracias, señora. Anyway, yeah. And some people are really good with their sphere.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Yeah.
What do I got with time left?
You have 8 minutes and 40 seconds to
Let's
set an
go.
appointment before your head explodes.
Before my head explodes.
I think
Did
you'll
you-
get one, man. I think you're getting one. I think it's there, bro. I think it's there.
I need to get my my Wally back. I call it my Wally, my what do you call that shit? The pocket? My Osmo pocket.
Right. Yep.
Those things, that thing can record. I can record all my call sessions and just cut them and cut the dead space and then just
Yeah.
and then you could coach me on them. Be like, yo, you suck here, you suck there. What is wrong with
Oh,
you? You got to call
I
that
don't
lady
say
back.
stuff like that. I definitely do. Like okay, I have said you suck, but it's only in performance, right? It's like, hey, you could have done.
You go, Danny, bro.
Yeah,
What do you,
yeah, it's like what it sounds like, Danny.
hi,
Oh.
hi, Marco.
Who?
Hey, I'm looking for Marco. Do I have the right number by chance?
No.
Oh shoot, I may have the wrong number. You wouldn't happen to own the property on Oaklawn here in Chula Vista?
We used to live there.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That's probably where the mix-up of numbers. I was looking for the property owner. With prices being so high, just seeing if they considered selling. You wouldn't happen to know if they would you?
No, I don't think he would sell.
Oh God, yeah, I don't blame them. I mean, it's a crazy market right now, and it's a really good time to hold an investment. Okay, well, hey, I do appreciate your time. Thank you, sir. Take care. I bet you that was Margot.
Yeah. Man.
Hi, it's Christy. Leave a message or
He's like, he got off the phone. He's like, they thought I
Idiot.
wasn't Marco.
Idiot. So I definitely want to bring you on. I definitely want to, because you have this isn't your only buyer. This is probably the most expensive buyer you got. What other buyers are you working?
I have, dude, I got a lot. I got someone looking up to 800,000, condos, townhomes, all like no really rhyme or reason to it, just anywhere and throughout San Diego. The issue is, hello, the fuck? It looks like he hung up. Let's call him back. So that I have a lot of buyers. I just don't have the inventory right now. It's just like it's very.
Hello?
Hi, Edmund.
Who's calling?
Hi, Edmund. My name is Danny. I work with eXp Realty out of here in Chula Vista. How are you?
Who do you work with?
eXp Realty.
What do you need?
Oh, the reason for my call is that we're actually making live calls here. I noticed that it's actually a little late. I apologize. We are seeing if there's any investors who potentially thought about selling this year, see if we could help anyone out here in the area.
No,
Oh, shoot.
not interested.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I appreciate your time, Mr. Redmond. Have a great one.
You got it. Bye.
Sounded like that could have got a little rough, but I'm glad it went well. What's up?
I kind of chickened out on that one.
Oh my Lord Jesus. Julian, what's going on, baby?
Julian's the reason I wake up every morning so I can show him motivation and what inspiration looks like.
You got it, baby. 4 more minutes. Hey, show them right now on the live. Set it right now. The next person, you can go all in. Every question you got, you going at it. Come on.
I could have pushed it with the last guy. I mean, but he sounded like he was very like he was about to rip me a new one.
This is also new for you, right? Because right now you're trying to navigate like, how do I add this in? Like, how does it flow with what I'm already comfortable saying? To be honest with you, maybe even just saying like, hey, how are you? They say, hey, great. Hey, awesome. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Hey, I'm just giving you a quick call from my office. We do record these calls for training purposes, but calling to see, and you just roll right into it. Like get comfortable rolling. And you're going to change your flow. I think we'll change it as we do more of these. Don't worry.
Well,
Julian
I asked him
couldn't even make it past one of these, so you're good.
Who we calling?
Hi, Karen.
Yes, baby.
Yes.
Hi, Karen. This is Danny with eXp Realty. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear you doing well. The reason for my call, we're doing some live calls here out of the office. Just wanted to see if you potentially thought about selling an investment property here in Chula Vista.
No, we're not interested, but thank you for calling.
I gotcha. Any plans maybe down the road for you? I know right now might not be a good time.
No, we're not interested. We've owned the property for a couple of decades. We're not interested.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very nice. Okay. Well, gotcha. I hear that you're not interested. Perfect. Well, I do appreciate your time, Karen. I hope you have a great rest of your night.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. What could I have said there? That kind of kept the, I mean.
Oh, you were good. No, it was I mean, they've owned the units for a couple decades. To be honest with you, there's no motivation there. So here's the problem with like, this particular, when you make these kind of calls where we're just kind of like, you know, we're not calling expireds, we're not calling FSBOs, right? FSBOs, expireds, they have reasons for selling. That's why they put their home on the market. Circle prospecting, hell, even absentee owners, investment properties, FRBOs, you know, for rent by owners. Those you're going to have to really dig, and sometimes you're just striking gold. Do you know why they call us prospectors, Danny?
I remember you saying it. I don't remember it right now.
Because prospectors spend all day wading through water, shucking, and doing this shit right here until they find something, right? And they just do this all day, shaking. They just sit there all day doing this right here. So that's kind of what you're doing. I think the more
You reached Emily.
the further away from like expireds and cancels that you go, I think the harder, the higher the expectancy to find.
So what's crazy when I did it for when I did it for a whole week, I didn't get any leads the first 2 days. And then the back half of that week, I got like 10 people who said that, you know, yeah, stay in touch. Yeah. Add it to the database. Like, yeah, sure. Call me back in a month. Call me back in 3. Call me in a year.
And that's why we call it a number game, right? But if we averaged out, and we'll do this one day where we break out your numbers. If you average out your numbers, more than likely what you'll end up seeing is that your metrics stay relatively the same. You'll make 14 phone calls to get 1 contact. Every 9 contacts equals 1 person you get out of your database. And then after that, it's your own personal metrics. Hey, how many database ads do you need to get 1 contract? What you'll find is typically, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do day in, day out, and this is what you and I talk about all the time, not focusing on the results, focus on the actions that produce the results. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not wrapping my head around, oh, I made 5 phone calls today and I didn't get any appointments. Oh, no. You know, it's, oh, shit. Okay, cool. I showed up. I made my calls.
And it's like we talked about at the end of last year, right? Like reviewing the numbers for that year. Unless you call consistently every single day, the law of averages aren't going to really apply per se, because like you said, you called for 2 or 3 days, nothing. Then you call for 2 or 3 days and you had a ton. It's like going to Vegas, you have the roulette wheel, right? And that law of averages that is 50-50 is for an entire year worth of stuff. But you could be at the roulette table and it go 16 black, 1 red, and another 12 black. But if that's all that you were there for, that's all you would know, that red doesn't come up, you know? So
and
unless you have the whole picture.
The law of averages, to be honest with you, that's a perfect analogy. Julie, I'm gonna steal that for the rest of my stuff. So the truth is what ends up happening is, you know, Terry Davis walks into a casino. I've got $150 to my name. I want to hit gold, right? So I walk in, I go to the roulette table, and I only bet black, and I lose, and I lose, and I lose, and I lose, and I win one, then I lose and lose and lose and lose, right? What's really happening when you go to a casino, you're not playing against the luck, right? You're just playing out how much money you brought to the table with you. Because if you played the law of averages, eventually, hopefully, if you saw all red was winning, you played red. I don't know why you're doing otherwise. It's really just more so about how long you can stay on the table before you hit. And what ends up happening, in my opinion, is most agents, they call for a day, they get 2 or 3 phone calls, good contacts, and they think, oh, I did my job today, I can take 3 days off.
No.
Then they jump on the phones on Friday, and you've seen this. I mean, we've been together for a while. You know what I'm saying? We've had large groups, we've had small groups, and what we can all admit is, go ahead.
What was crazy, so when I first started, before I met you and before I met this group and before I met people, like even Cronin, like I didn't meet Cronin until, anyway, it doesn't matter. When I was calling by myself, just going through these videos, because Zoom didn't exist back then, like 2019, it wasn't like really a thing. No one was getting on Zoom, no one really doing anything. So I was doing this shit on my own, and I called for 3 hours, and I didn't really think about it. It was just kind of like one of those things that I was like, yeah, I called, and I was terrible. I was getting cursed out. So, dude, I had someone who told me, she's like, I would never use you as my realtor. You're so bad. Like, I'm not even kidding, bro. And you know what's crazy about it? I just thought that was cold calling. I was just like, oh, that's just cold calling. Like, of course, everyone hates it, cold callers. Like, they told me in the videos that that's what you would expect. But now that you have more to, like, it's almost like the more you get, the more you feel like you have to lose. You know, like it's a different mindset. It's like, oh, now I have something to lose.
It's interesting. I was reading, there was a meme or something that I'd seen. I think it was on RedX. It was an egotistical way of viewing your job and prospecting, right? The truth is, when you set expectations, oh, if I call today, I better set 5 appointments. The likelihood that your feelings are going to get hurt when you realize you jumped on the calls, you didn't make 5 appointments. Hell, you didn't even set 1 appointment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People get so wrapped around the axle, like, oh, I have to do X number of calls. Yeah, I can tell you, if you spend X number of phone calls doing X number of work, the law of averages will work itself out. You'll set X number of appointments. But if you are coming in and you're like, all right, cool. Well, Julian, for example, Julian only dials 50 calls a day. I want to be like Julian. I'm going to jump on. I'm going to make 50 calls. I'm going to be successful. Well, statistically speaking, I'm not. Right? I'm going to make my 50 calls. I'm calling bad lists. I'm calling bad data. I've got the wrong times, the wrong places. I don't know what to say. I mean, you couple all these bad ingredients into this concoction, and you think you're going to make a great tasting gumbo. The odds are no, you will not.
Yeah.
But
or you haven't made the 10,000 calls that I'd made prior to that.
I can see that. So with that note, I'm going to go ahead and use that note to end this call session. Normally, here's where we would get to dissect some of the calls, have a conversation about some of the calls he made. To be honest with you, a lot are not interested. I think the next time we call, I'll probably have him do something a little more regular. Because I'll be honest with you, when you threw me for a loop, bro, when you said multifamily, I was like, oh shit, how the hell? What's he gonna say?
What's he gonna say? Oh, I'm just gonna say. As soon as they said they were interested, I'd be like, perfect. Hey, when can I take a look?
Perfect. Let me hit that. Let me get that. Yeah. So next time I think we'll have Danny on again next week. And I think next week we'll have him do it a little more normal, right? And hopefully, if you guys can give me some comments down below, vote for Julian because I want to get Julian on the calls. He's nasty with it. So with that said, guys, appreciate you guys for checking us out. If you did check us out while you were live, leave us a comment, say you were live, because this is also on Facebook. If you did not catch us live, leave me a comment. Let me know you watched the recording. I appreciate you guys, and we'll talk here.